Guys, before I begin, I'm still raising money for Lebanon. Link will be in the description. Assalamu alaikum guys, and welcome to another episode of Smile to Jannah. The India-Pakistan situation is developing so quickly that people can barely keep up. Just recently I was going to say that a ceasefire has been announced, but a few hours later that has been violated. Of course, India cannot be trusted, so it was only a matter of time. India is trying to push that narrative that it started on April the 22nd. Doesn't have the same ring to it as October the 7th, does it? So they tried to, however, a lot of people have wisened up to the fact that India, just like Israel, is an occupier, and they have been enforcing a military rule on the native Kashmiri Muslims there. Yes, they are majority Muslim. This started in 1947, and since then, as you guys can see on the screen, these are the amount of massacres that have taken place. India is trying to place itself as the victim. However, anyone that can string a sentence together can search up the history of Indian occupied Kashmir. A book that I would recommend you guys to read is this one. Mine arrived today. I have been taking an interest in this topic, but Colonizing Kashmir by Hafsa Kanjwal. And I want to draw your attention to the Armed Forces Special Powers Act. This is something that India has enforced upon the Kashmiris, and it means that Indian forces get complete immunity. That's right, all of this talk of human rights, all of this talk of due process, none of that applies to the Kashmiris. In fact, in 28 years, not a single prosecution has taken place of an armed force personnel, according to the UN report of 14th June 2018. So bearing all of this in mind, when the current Pahalgam attack took place, India didn't provide any evidence. In fact, one of their representatives was on Channel 4, and when asked for evidence, here's what he said.
Don't you think India needs to provide the evidence that the Pakistan government was complicit?
No, it doesn't matter.
So it wasn't a very good start. Thereafter, their most elite jets that they paid $280 million for, they were shot out the sky like some sort of pigeon. This made the French company that supplied it to India look very bad because they had never been shot down before. So their share prices plummeted, especially the fact that Pakistan were flying Chinese planes. So that made their share prices rise. And not only that, in the French media, India was being dragged through the ground. Why? Because reputational damage, ladies and gentlemen. Even on the international arena, Pakistan was doing well. Number two, these guys sent Israeli drones, more specifically Harop drones. These drones were getting shot down by the average uncle walking down the street, casually taking out his rifle, shooting down the high-tech Israeli drone. Here, some regular guys have taken down a drone and they're casually talking about using its parts in a refrigerator. Here, some more guys are parading it around like a trophy. And here are some more guys from the village that have casually shot it down and are inspecting it like some sort of Eid sacrifice. Next, it's Al Jazeera confirming that Pakistan has shot down another plane and captured its female pilot. On the plus side, at least she'll be drinking the tea rather than making it.
At least 2 more Indian fighter jets, these are Rafales, according to the government of Pakistan, have been shot down. A female pilot has been taken into custody.
Next, we also saw them blocking loads of YouTube channels, mine included. They also banned and blocked 8,000 on X, and they were threatening influencers as well. Let's not forget the night of fake headlines where they claimed to invade Pakistan, destroy its Karachi port, capture the capital city, arrest the army chief, and made the Prime Minister surrender. None of it, of course, was true. What was true was how pathetic they were. and the whole world saw it. Next, we saw them on Sky News, and the interviewer that was going very soft on the Indians but very harsh on the Pakistanis, it turns out she was best buddies with the Hindutva guys. That's the extremist Hindus, by the way. On top of that, the government made sure that all of the Bollywood actors were playing ball with them and no one was speaking out against them. So even though they had one of their own on the inside in Sky News giving them good publicity, we had their old uncle there, Khwaja Asif, that this guy, I mean, who woke him up? You know what I mean?
Can you show us evidence and do you have details on the attack?
Okay, I can't hear you properly. Could you increase the volume, please?
Yes, of course. Just let me know if you can hear me now, Minister.
A bit louder, a bit louder. I'm sorry, a bit louder.
This guy needs to retire and someone else needs to be brought in. Bless him for the work he's done, but come on, you know what I mean, guys? Like, this is a world stage. And of course, just yesterday, Pakistan responded with their own Operation Bunyanul Marsus, which cost India $11 billion in losses. And that's why you saw this clip on CNN where the guy made it a point to say this, that according to his sources, it was India that ran to America for a ceasefire.
Pakistan responded with a relentless, a massive barrage of missiles and rockets that really put India on the back foot. It didn't know what had happened. India, according to Pakistan, reached out to Secretary Rubio, reached out to the Saudis, reached out to the Turks, reached out to others to find a diplomatic off-ramp.
Now, like I mentioned, the ceasefire has been voided, but is it any surprise? Because the government again was getting smashed. Even their most closest ally, Arnab Goswami, who morning, evening licks their backsides clean, they don't even have to lift a finger. Even this guy was furious.
Last night there were 36 places where they tried to do incursions and we have hit them back. And in a ceasefire is not a phone call. I mean, Donald Trump should get real about the situation. I don't buy this. And we will finish this.
So is it any wonder that Indians gave up? However, Pakistanis have won the internet by casually shooting down drones, the army shooting down their best planes by their made in China ones, loads of accounts being blocked, and of course back in the days India would be pro-Palestine, so they had a lot of support. So now that they're closely allying with Israel, they have lost the online war. Bearing this in mind, let's see what happens next. Make sure you're locked and loaded on Smile to Jannah. Don't forget to follow our news website s2jnews.com. That's the number 2. See you guys next time. Assalamu alaikum.